Alright guys, welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors. I remembered to grab the camera today, so I went and sat deer hunting with no luck. Lots of shooting around, just not real close to me, and I didn't see anything this morning. Just getting going on the line. I got one little farmyard checked, and then a couple muskrat sets so far. Like I said, I'm just getting going. And so I'm by the slough. There's kind of the little finger and then the bigger slough, and then there's just a little finger on that side of the road with the approach across it. So I threw my mink box here the other day, and I got a pole set there and here. This one here, I'm just gonna move a couple of this chunk of cattail, but I have a colony trap in this culvert, and normally I have that pushed all the way so it's actually inside the culvert, but you could see muskrat right here, and he's got it pushed all the way out. So I'm wondering if it, if the muskrat that size can push hard enough to actually bend my door, because this is the one that the door was bent like way out like that the other day, and that's a big muskrat in there. Like here, actually you could see that door. Look at how it's bent like that. I couldn't really get it straight. That'll be something I'll have to fix in the off season. I'm gonna maybe try to put one piece of real stiff wire or something kind of through the door or attached to the door to keep it so they can't bow the door. But anyway, first catch of the day, nice big muskrat. I think that's the first one I've actually got in this colony trap, but yeah, so not a bad start today. I got one in the truck and we'll keep on moving. All right, guys, I'm to another set here, and that's a telltale sign of a muskrat. Not the biggest muskrat in the world, but I don't know why some of these little brackets, it's been hanging up my trap on there. Like that it don't fall off, but it's like the little spring lever is caught right between the muskrat, and that must be just enough, and they aren't wiggling enough to actually get it to fall off of there. It must be just, thumping them, hitting them, and killing them right away so they don't even flop enough to get off of there. But all right, yeah, so I'm running this first little bit of my line kind of backwards from what I normally do. So, but yeah, 2 muskrats already this morning. Let's hope we can pile up about 10 of them today. And some other fur too would be good. All right guys, so I'm to the slough here. I got sets out here. I got some down this way. I got a mink box on the other side of this culvert, some over here, and then obviously down on that end. But I got a colony trap in here, and this one had the opposite effect of the other one. It was pushed in the culvert instead of pulled out of the culvert. Normally these aren't really moved around, and I could see I got ourselves a muskrat. Again, it was funny, he was on the outside, but the trap was pushed into the culvert farther than I had it set, so he must have been swimming back and forth and ended up on this end. So all right, colony traps are coming through today. I don't know. All right, that's 3 for the day. Now I'm kind of back onto my normal route, so it'll be kind of a good stretch of land traps to begin with here for a bit, and then we'll get back into muskrat trapping. And it'd be nice to have a beaver today so I can pick up some of those beaver sets, but here's what it is. We'll take what I can get. All right guys, so I did catch 1 muskrat in a slough. I forgot to grab you guys to carry out there. But what there is, this little finger slough, I've showed you this a few times. This one here looks like it's been messed with, so we're gonna readjust him a little. But this foothold here, I could see, got myself a catch. Another little muskrat. So that's number 5 for the day. Apparently land trapping's not gonna do very well today, or at least not on the first part of the line that I've got checked, but putting muskrats in the truck helps pay for gas. So we'll get him out of here and we'll get moved on. All right, guys. I call these the 4 corners sloughs. So the roads up, there's 2 roads meet each other, and cut this slough into 4 little sections. These 2 traps were setting in the corner over there because I park on the 4 corner, and then I could check 3 out of the 4 have enough water to have muskrats in them. But I've been seeing muskrats like setting over here, and I was like, well, how come they're not going over there? They weren't even monkeying with my traps at all. So 2 days ago I moved them. Yesterday this foothold was set off, that one was still set, and the foothold was kind of hanging out over this way. But today I see we got ourselves a pretty nice looking muskrat caught by the back foot. So yeah, I just, like I said, I had been seeing them right over here, like sitting on some of this stuff, like eating. There was 2 the other day sitting there, and my traps over there aren't being messed with. So I'm like, well, might as well move them closer where the muskrats are and see me if I can make a catch. And paid off today. We got ourselves a muskrat. So I haven't checked the other 2 corners. I'll check them when I come by here coming the other way, and we'll get this guy out of here and we'll move on. All right, guys, so I'm basically to the next slough after I just caught that last muskrat, you know, where I moved the sets. As soon as I parked my truck, I'm like, oh no. Got a mink box right here and got a stinker in there, and he stinks like really bad. Again, I'm wearing my food safe gloves or whatever, 2 pairs of them on each hand. We'll get him out of here. Probably try to rinse my trap off a little bit in the water here maybe, and we'll get out of here. But finally caught something in a mink box, but I don't know if this helps or hurts my set because it stinks like skunk. I've mentioned before, skunks breed skunks, so the smell of this skunk is probably going to bring another one here. So it wouldn't surprise me. I'm calling my shot now. It would not surprise me if this mink box catches another skunk again. All right. Thought maybe there was a chance I wouldn't get one today, but I guess not. All right, we'll get him out of here and we'll get moved on. All my muskrat sets are still working here, so. All right, guys, so got that skunk finally out of there. Man, he stunk. We're down the road just a few sets. Yesterday, so there's kind of a little trail goes up, and right here there's a 220, and then it goes into that bigger culvert up there. And I had a raccoon in there, a pretty good sized one. And the other day I put this 280 here. We talked about that I had a 220 there, and it was set off and pulled like way over that way the one day. And so I put this 280 here, and apparently this big raccoon decided he had to walk through the water and into my 280. So yeah, well, when I seen the fur in my trap, I'm like, yes. And then I was like, no. Because I mean, honestly, I could catch a beaver here. There are beaver in the slough across the road. I don't know that they'll come up through here, but they very well might. And yeah, I'm hoping to get another otter here, or get a otter here, another one for this year. So, but yeah, I can't set that one by hand. So I got my setters here, and we'll get this wet guy out of the water. It's a good sized raccoon the way it looks. So I guess we got a land animal to go with my half dozen muskrats and a skunk I got. All right, guys, so I'm plugging away. None of my beaver sets had nothing in them, nothing even disturbed of any of the sets that were around them today. I'm out here by this ditch that cuts through this field. It's just a bridge so they can get access to this part of the field over here. I have a coyote set kind of behind my truck back over here on the northwest corner of it. And then I have a coyote set right here on the southeast corner of it. And I've done this the last few years and it's paid dividends. I've caught quite a few coyotes out here, and now I got myself a nice red fox. It's the same set I had a raccoon in, I think 2 days ago. You know, big raccoon. Today I got myself a nice red fox in there. He's caught nice and deep in there, and he's got my set pretty well destroyed again, just like the raccoon had it. So it's gonna take me a minute to get this kind of looking halfway decent again and get this remade, but all right. Well, coyote set finally paid off. I got a few more coyote sets to check, but all right, we'll get this guy out of here and we'll move on. All right, guys, so I'm still plugging away. I'm quite a few sets from that fox. I only got a handful of muskrat sets left to check. I got one little sioux, usually the first sioux I check every day. That's the only sioux I have left. And I do have a catch. My trap was knocked off, but I couldn't see nothing, so I pulled it up already. And I do have a catch. Got myself a little muskrat. Look at how it looks like a gosh darn mink come and ate the nose off of my muskrat, or something did. I literally have a mink box right there. It's right here. And he chewed on my muskrat right here. Mink box. Muskrat. Mink box. Gone. Luckily he just chewed right on the very nose of it the way it looks, so we'll have to probably put him on an actual wood stretcher and not a wire one, but well, got a muskrat one way or the other. I'd have loved to have the mink over here too, but all right, we'll get this guy out of here. Like I said, I have like 8 water sets left, and then I got a whole raft of the first land sets that I check usually on my way down here, so we'll see if we got anything else for you guys. Oh, come on. All right, so I have 6 coyote sets out on our land here, and just quick running them kind of in the middle of the day when nobody's deer hunting here. And I come from that way up on top of the hill, and this is what I get to see. Anybody you know my channel or have trapped for any length of time, you know what that means. And there he is in all his glory. Yeah, he's all growling and pissed off too. You know, and this ground here is because there's cow path and it goes like right around the corner. This ground is like rock hard. Like I had to hammer and hammer to get my stake in here. So the fact that he dug this much in one night is pretty impressive in its own right. Man. All right, so that's gonna be, I checked the last coyote set I got over here. So this is gonna be the last catch of the day. We'll get him out of here. We'll go home and we'll give you guys kind of the end of the day rundown. All right, guys, so I got the badger out of that set. It took me quite a long time. He had a nice little hole that he could get backed into. It took me quite a while to get him out of there and dispatch. I didn't remake that set. I'll take a shovel with me tomorrow and probably another trap, because like I said, I'll move over a little bit, put a clean set in there. We'll give you a quick rundown of the catch of the day. Wasn't a bumper crop, but it wasn't terrible either. It took me probably the shortest it has almost all season to run the line today, except for maybe the first check or two when I only had just the raccoon sets out. But yeah, since I only had maybe like 2 muskrat sets that were set off that didn't have catches in them, which is, you know, fairly odd in itself. And yeah, but yeah, like I said, it wasn't a terrible day. So we got this big raccoon. It looks a little, I mean, it's well furred up. It just is wet because it was, you know, caught in the water and it hasn't really dried off that nice. So, but it's big. I mean, it's as big as it looks. It's a barrel with legs. Then we got this little red fox. Doesn't have the nicest color to him, but, you know, doesn't really even have much of a white tip on his tail even. I noticed that when I was first pulled up to him. He doesn't really have much for a white tail, but so a nice little red fox. I think that's the 3rd one of the year for me. And then we got this big guy. I mean, it's a good sized badger. It's the biggest one I've caught this year by far. Yeah, you could kind of see it. I hope you guys could see all the dust coming off of him. He's got a bunch of like dirt stuck actually in his fur, so guy's gonna have to actually wash him when I get ready to put him up. But for tonight, we're skinning just tonight, and then we'll take care of everything a different day. And then we got the muskrats, 7-hole muskrats. I mean, that one's just a hog, and so is this one. Look at how big that guy is. I mean, like, comparatively, like, you compare the size of that foot. Like, he's significantly bigger than all the rest of them. This one, well, this one's pretty good size too, but. So yeah, not a terrible day on the line, but not a bumper day on the line either. The next few days, I think I'm going to get probably 3, maybe 4 more muskrat checks before it freezes up. And when it starts to freeze up, the beaver sets are coming out too. I'll probably leave a few of the mink boxes. I'm not sure how many. I did have caught 3 already, and I'm still trying to catch the one by the guy's chicken coop. I put a mink box there with just footholds in front of it yesterday, and I ended up catching one of his cats. So he had went out and checked it last night, and he had a cat and he let it out, and then he didn't remake it because he wasn't real sure how to get it set back up. So no mink there today. Hopefully in the next day or two I'd like to get that guy caught and get my gear all out of there, but get it caught more for the farmer, you know, just so it quits killing all his chickens, because he's been keeping his chickens cooped up all day, and I don't know that that's the best for chickens because they got no light or anything either. So I don't know if he's been letting them out for a short period of time and then locking them all back up, or what he's been doing, but I almost think they all been just locked up all the time. So hopefully I can get that mink caught. So I don't really necessarily care if I catch one in a mink box. I just, you know, I got all the effort for the boxes and the traps and all that stuff. I remodified all my mink traps this year, put actual swivels in the chain and all that, and tuned them all. Be nice to actually catch something other than the skunk I caught today. I don't have the skunk. I got him back there already. So I did catch one skunk, I guess, besides what I just showed you, which is, you know, less than average. Let's put it that way. I've been catching 2 skunks a day, so to only catch 1 today, I'm pretty happy with that. It was caught in my mink box. I'm not happy about that though, and it did stink. But yeah, so the next few days, like I said, we're gonna deer season, the main part, you know, the main weekend. Today is Sunday, so tomorrow there'll be a lot less hunters out and that type of stuff, and we're actually going to try and extend the line. I think I can drive around on a few more of the fields, so we're going to try and get around a little bit now that the deer hunting's kind of, the main part of the deer hunting is kind of over with. There might be a few guys out next weekend, but for the next 3-4 days, well, we still got nice weather, I'm going to try and get out a bunch more coyote sets, maybe a few more raccoon sets if I can find good spots for them. But yeah, to me, it's mainly just coyote sets right now I want to get out. Once I get them out, it can freeze and all that stuff and rain or do whatever it wants to do. My sets basically should stay working, you know, through that type of weather. So that's kind of the plan. We're going to, probably like I said, Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to pull the muskrat line, so it'll be a long day getting everything pulled, and it's supposed to get cold and freeze up after that. So, and by then I'll be I'm already getting kind of sick of running traps, or running the muskrat traps and not catching that many. So, and I'm putting on quite a few extra miles just for muskrat trapping, you know, driving by sloughs that my normal landline won't go by. So it will shorten up my route a little bit, which will actually help me expand my line a little bit more for the land animals, for coyotes and raccoons. So, all right, that's enough babbling for today. I just, again, want to thank you guys for watching Schmattz Outdoors. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Tell a friend about my channel or any hunting or trapping related channel. Otherwise, we'll see you guys out on the line tomorrow.